Hi, my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing One Piece film Red. Anyway, this film is based on the popular manga and anime series of the same name, and I should note two things. One, this review is going to be of the subbed version, and two, I don't have a ton of experience with this series. The most experience I have with this series is I watched and reviewed the One Piece film Gold movie about a few months back, but beyond that, I don't have too much familiarity with this series. And so with that said, on with the review. So, this film takes place during the Great Pirate Era, and, well, things aren't going too good, mainly because, well, pirates are doing, well, what pirates kind of do. Plundering and destroying. Anyway, against it, and because of this, people aren't too happy with their lives. Enter Uta, a pop singer who, for the first time in 2 years since she made her debut, is going to be doing a live concert on the island of Elegia, which has rich backstory and history, is abandoned, and at this concert is where the Straw Hat Pirate Gang is going there. And as it turns out, the leader of said gang, Luffy, he actually has a connection with Uta, as 12 years prior, they were best buddies until she suddenly decided to focus on her music career. And so, the reunion's going great. Uta and Luffy are competing with each other, despite the fact that they can't seem to agree on who has beaten who, with Luffy thinking he has won 183 times in a row, and Uta thinking she has won 183 times in a row. And, they have fun, they have a eating contest with the loser getting hit by a charging bull. Things are going great, until Uta reveals that she wants the concert to go on forever. Quite literally. And she will use force to ensure that the concert goes on in perpetuity. And understandably, the Straw Hat Pirate Gang isn't too happy with that. And so what follows next is a quest to defeat Uta while also uncovering the mysteries of the island itself. So let me just start with the fact that the cast is, once again, great as they were in the previous movie. Luffy and his cohorts, they all have great chemistry together. And just watching them shoot the breeze is fun. When they're having a barbecue at the concert, it's just so much fun. And just even seeing Luffy eat comically oversized pieces of meat is enough to make me giggle. I mean, that right there is the success of a charming cast. So that right there is fun, but honestly, it's Uta. She steals the show. Again, quite literally. Her performance sort of draws to mind Cate Blanchett's performance as Galadriel from Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, where she reveals to Frodo what she'd do if she had the ring, and she goes all dark elf on Frodo. Imagine that moment, that lasts about barely a minute, and stretch that out to almost the entire runtime, and that's kind of what you get with Uta. She genuinely wants to help people and make their lives better, but she is sorely misguided. Oh boy, yeah, it is genuinely scary at times, her deluded convictions in achieving her goals and what she'll do to acquire them. But, thankfully the film manages to avoid turning into a, Saturday morning cartoon villain by clearly letting her sort of explain why she wants what she wants. And the film does a great job of this. Again, the film clearly does not condone what she is doing, but she allows to let the audience understand why she's doing what she's doing. So I really enjoyed that. Plus, the actress they got to to do the characters singing, because they got two different people to do the performance, one for the speaking lines, one for the singing. And Well, you will immediately notice the discrepancy, but honestly, the songs are so much fun and so varied in tone that you won't mind, really. And the songs, like I said, are great. They are varied in tone, and they become increasingly dark as the movie goes on. So I enjoyed that a lot. Also, the film manages to sneak in some rather subtle commentary about the dangers that lie in trying to use music as a form of therapy, or rather in substitution of therapy, and how this danger can go both ways for both the artist and the fans of the music itself. So I really enjoyed that as well. Also, the animation, it's fluid, and it lends itself to great and creative action sequences that incorporate music in an entertaining and creative manner. My favorite instance of this involves Uta trapping her prisoners in a literal sheet music where they form musical notes. So I really enjoyed that as well, and there are plenty other creative instances of music being used throughout the film. Plus, the screenplay itself has plenty of great setups and payoffs that are sprinkled throughout the film, many of which pertain to Uta's backstory and are handled in an organic manner. There is like one setup and payoff that feels a bit obvious, but considering the fact that there were several plot points that I didn't see coming with regards to Uta's backstory, I'll give it a pass, you know? So, yeah, there's great. So yeah, the screenplay is great too with regards to story, setups, and payoffs. So yeah, again, there is a lot to love with this movie. The one thing I don't like, or rather like as well, is the film's final act. Well, much like One Piece Film Gold, it just goes on too long. I mean, thankfully, there are plenty of unique story beats, and the animation is fluid, and the characters have great interactions that are filled to the brim with pathos and take advantage of the character relationship. So I enjoyed that, but I kind of feel like the film could have wrapped up in maybe, 10-ish minutes quicker at the very least. So, again, not a huge problem, but a bit of a problem all the same. So, with all that in mind, despite succumbing to the usual third act antics, this film will entertain thanks to great songs, a great voice cast, and colorful and fluid animation. So with all that in mind, I will be giving One Piece Film Red 4 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this review and would like to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And for today's comment section prompt of the day, did you like One Piece Film Red? Why or why not?